This is a great point, good opportunity for me to help you understand AI using a construction metaphor. So software engineering, software development, these are synonyms, and they have really good metaphors in the construction industry. So we talk about real estate development, and then software development, real estate development will both have something like architecture and tools. And that's where AI comes in because AI is a tool. So when you build software using AI, this doesn't mean that you're going to type a magic phrase into ChatGPT website, abracadabra, and then boom, thebestwebsite.com pops out. You have hundreds of users making a ton of money. No way. You need to be able to oversee, quality assure, revise, and use this AI as a tool. So then why bring it up at all? It's kind of boring. It's kind of normal. Well, I want to suggest to you that it's a special kind of a tool, and the analogy that I want to use is like a Roomba. So a Roomba, if you think about cleaning your house, you might have a broom, that's a tool, a mop, that's a tool. You have all these tools, and then in the coding world, that would be like writing your code by hand. You're like cleaning by hand, writing your code by hand. But then comes along this thing, which is a Roomba, which uses AI, and it basically can vacuum for you. But notice that it can't clean for you. It can't do everything for you. It can't build your house for you. There's like a specific thing that it automates, that it does for you. And even that thing, if anyone's had a Roomba, even when it's doing that specific thing, it runs into issues all the time. It might get stuck in part of your house. You need to like move it. Battery might die. It might need cleaned. It might break. All of these things also happen to AI. Now, in software engineering, the AI tools that we use have slightly more general capability. They're able to do more than one task. They're able to do more than just vacuum. So they can do a few things, but they can't do everything. There's a specific number of things that they can do. So why speak in generality? Why not just list off the things that they can do? The answer is the things that each model can do varies based on the model. So that's why we have to use these generalities. So the GPT-4 model at OpenAI has specific tool usage that the Gemini model and the Anthropic model don't fully support. And the other way around. So they have different capabilities. When we use this term capability, that's what we're talking about. Like, oh, my Roomba can vacuum. Well, my Roomba can do the dishes. Well, my Roomba can pour me a soda, you know? So now you need to figure out what do your users care about. Are you running a restaurant where your users want sodas or no? Like, there's going to be a best AI for you and for your use case. Does that make sense? One of the things that's cool about some of the AI that we have is that the AI can use tools. So what if your Roomba could figure out how to use a hammer and a nail, right? This is called tool usage. We actually call it tool usage. We call it generative AI tool usage or model tool usage. So one of the things that these days the GPT-4o model and the Gemini model these days can do is they can do a Google search for you. So they can use a search engine as a tool. So now it should be pretty apparent that these tools have a bunch of limitations. So how should you even use them? Should you even use them at all? Well, here's where you come in. You would like to do a thing. By the way, if you don't want to do a thing, like why are you programming at all? So you should pick a thing to do, which sounds easy, but it's actually a really hard problem to pick the right thing to do. It's actually half the battle in making a good software engineering product. So who is your target audience? What are you going to build? What do they want? What features? Then you're going to pick a model. So you pick the product, you pick the model, you configure the model, you execute or prompt the model, and you're going to want to play around with that. It's actually kind of difficult to figure out the best way to prompt your model for your use case. You're going to prompt the model, you're going to get a response, and then you're going to want to evaluate and iteratively improve. So you see what it produces, you change the prompt, maybe you need to go back and even change the model, and you tinker until it's consistently giving you the results that you want. We call that alignment. When the model is doing the thing that you want, you and the model are aligned. You need to deploy this software application that you're making. You need to market it. So there's a lot of room left for the human to do. And this clean separation of tasks, what the human does versus what the AI does, all assumes that the AI is doing its job properly, which it doesn't. So the idea that you never need to vacuum again, like assumes that the Roomba is like vacuuming correctly every time. But the truth is, you need to be constantly like watching it and like helping it. And this is where the additional search techniques come in. So you can start with using ChatGPT. I recommend prompt engineering practices here, but it's going to get confused sometimes, like pretty predictably. And then you're going to need to fall back to other search techniques and figure out how to solve whatever problem is going on. So one would be just like good old-fashioned Googling. Another is like check the official documentation for the thing that broke. So like if your Roomba messes up your, I don't know, rug, you want to go get a rug replacement, well, you need to know where that rug came from. You can order a new one, kind of thing. Equivalent in programming. When a generative AI messes up a section of code, you might be using a library, and then the fix is going to depend on the specific library. There's not like a general fix for all libraries. So there's actually a ton of work remaining for humans to do. I hope this gave you a bigger oversight. And so don't be scared, like, should I just completely avoid AI? No, use it. It's super helpful. It's going to speed you up a lot. Is AI going to like take all our jobs? No, it like messes up a lot. It's a good harmony. It's a good harmony. Use it, oversee it, back it up, help it, enable it. And overall, this is going to enable you to build more stuff, more products, try out more different things. So you came up with this idea, you built this product. A lot of our ideas don't pan out, right? So it's actually really cool that now we can try like 2, 3, 4 ideas in the time it used to take to try out one. And now we can like build more stuff that people actually use and like improve society and stuff. That's kind of the whole value proposition of like, that's the optimistic side of using AI. That's like the good part where, you know, they don't hack into the White House and push the nuclear bomb button or whatever. That would be the bad thing. But that's also an opportunity. You can look at that as a cup half full, because AI security roles are also like a growing industry. So you can check that out as well.